Welcome. Y community, my name is Priscilla Moma. Oh, I just need to tap in. All right, welcome Y community, my name is Priscilla Moma. And thank you for joining me this Black History Month for the gentle yoga and meditation flow. Today we are theming our practice in celebrating the beautiful living legacy of many Black bodies who have walked this earth before us and are also here living legends who have shaped our industry, shaped and paved the way for us to show up here in courageous strength and resiliency. And we're going to embody that today in our practice. And we're going to start by laying on our backs. Planting feet onto the earth. And settling the back line of the body connected. So coming into this sort of a constructive resting posture. Allowing our bodies to connect into this moment. Maybe reflecting on how we are feeling as we arrive. So in honor of Black History Month, and celebrating the immeasurable impact of those who've courageously stood up for what they believe to be true, which has shaped our collective histories today. Let's take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. So today we will be honoring the life and legacy of a beautiful woman who has led the forefront of the civil rights movement. And her name is Rosa Parks. One of the beautiful impacts of her legacy, which interestingly enough, her birthday was actually yesterday. She was born February 4th, 1913. And many of us were brought to her awareness through her impact of the 1955 bus movement, to which she refused to give up her seat to a white man on the bus, and which led to her arrest and the preface of the cascading impact of the civil rights movement and alleviating the laws of segregation here in the U.S. And one interesting fact enough is Rosa Parks was also a yoga practitioner. And she utilized a lot of the tools that we will connect with in our practice as an act of social justice and resilience. So may we continue to honor the life and legacy of Rosa Parks throughout this practice. I want you to drop into the body with the breath. And consider the qualities it takes to stand up for what you believe in. Perhaps despite all odds against you. What qualities does it take to be defiant as an act of self-love? Taking 3 deep breaths to consider these qualities. At the bottom of that third breath, bringing hands to the heart space by placing one palm above the other. And today we will focus in on two qualities: quality of courage and the quality of self-love. For it took these two particular qualities for Rosa to stand in her strength, in her courage, in her self-love, honoring her body and her needs in that moment, which led to the catalyst of what we know as the forefront of the civil rights movement, and what has been the legacy of great social change within our systems. Reaching hands above the head, elongating the legs long, coming into a full body stretch here. Exhaling, drawing the knees in towards the chest. Gently rocking from side to side. Placing feet back onto the earth. Shifting to one side as we come into a gentle fetal position. Softening the gaze here for just a moment, as we connect into what it means to channel in our courage and what it means to move in this practice, the invitation of igniting our self-love. Bottom of that next breath, gently pushing up, coming into a seated position. Crossing the legs, inhaling the spine long, bringing hands to the knees. We're going to pull the chest through, coming into a gentle seated cat-cow. Gaze rises. Exhale, drawing chin towards chest, gently leaning back, rounding in the spine, moving with your breath. As you rise and fall and contract in the seated cat and cow. If it feels good for you, gently turning the edges of the lips upward and inviting a gentle smile. As we celebrate only the legacy and life of Rosa Parks, but also the courage and self-love that not only her qualities activated outwardly into world, but that we can invite into this moment, into our bodies, and into our practice. Breathing in courage. Rise. Breathing out self-love. As we contract. Breathing in courage. And breathing out self-love. Creating this breath cycle within us. Us to tap into this inner resource that dwells within. A few more rounds. Before coming into a neutral spine, dropping hands in front of us and cupping onto our hands and knees, bringing hands about an inch or two above where they traditionally would land in tabletop position. We're going to tuck the toes under just a little bit as we come into a variation of cat and cow. More dynamic cat and cow. We're going to inhale as we rock forward. Dropping the belly, gaze lifts. Exhale, we're going to lean back, rounding in the spine, chin towards chest. Gentle round in the spine. Inhale, coming into cat. Lifting the gaze, pulling the chest through and rocking forward. Exhale, leaning back as we round in the spine. Cultivating this dynamic cat and cow through the rocking movement. Utilizing the breath to rise into cat. And rock back into cow on the exhalation. A few more rounds here before we switch it up a little bit. Finding pause. This time inhaling, rounding the spine and rocking forward, chin towards chest. Exhale, opposite breath, opposite movement, dropping the chest, pulling the gaze up as we lean back. So inhale to rock forward, coming into cow, chin towards chest, round in the spine. Exhale, send the hips back, gentle dropping of the chest as the gaze lifts high. Moving with your breath here. As we expand in our nature of courage and self-love in this movement. A few more rounds, inhaling to rise. Exhale to release back. And then begin to come to a neutral spine. Maybe wagging the tail left and right. And then tuck the toes under. Send the hips high. And return to the breath. Return to the qualities of courage and self-love. And consider Rosa Parks and her legacy. When asked to move to the back of the bus and to give up her seat, she refused, which ignited in her courage. Walking the hands to meet the feet, then at the back of the mat. Standing firm with the grip of the toes and landing in all four corners of the feet, steady grounded. Dropping the head. Pause. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. So Rosa refused to move to the back of the bus. Instead, she chose to hold firm in her seat, cultivating courage through the art of self-love. We too will engage in the foundation of what it feels like to stand firm in our own seats. Inviting our courage, we're going to bend the knees here, sitting back nice and firm through the hips, engaging the thighs and lifting through the chest. Maybe hands come to heart as we start in our first chair pose. Holding here with 3 deep breaths. Igniting our courage here and our self-love. And the bottom of that breath, gently rising, standing tall in our mountain pose. Hands reach high. Exhale, cactusing the arms. Gentle baby back bend, opening up that heart space. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, release into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Pausing here in this forward fold as we ignite in this gentle flow, inviting our courage and self-love. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Dropping our hips back, engaging the thighs here, lifting through the core, coming into our chair, gentle tucking of the tailbone, holding for a breath as we call in our courage and our self-love. Inhaling, rising, hands above head. Exhale, lifting that heart space, opening up, reaching hands high on that next inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Pausing for just a cycle of breath. Inhaling to halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Dropping our sit bones, the hips, engaging the legs, the thighs, the core as we rise into chair. Gentle untuck of the tailbone. And then rise to Tadasana. Exhale, baby back bend, lifting that chest. Reaching, arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Moving on, or adding on to this flow. And inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sitting back into our chair pose, reaching hands high. Lifting tall into mountain pose on that next inhalation. Exhale, cactusing the arms. Inhaling, arms high. And exhale, opening up to the right. Inhale, coming back through center. Exhale, open up to the left. Inhale, coming back through center. Standing tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands this time and come into plank. Holding for just a cycle of breath here. Before sending the hips high. Coming into downward dog. Walking the hands to the back of the mat. Forward fold. The next inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bending sitting back into our chest as we bend at the knees, lifting through the chest, engaging the core. Inhale to rise. Exhale, baby back bend, lifting that chest. Inhale, hands reach tall. Exhale, opening up to the right. Inhale, back for center. Exhale, opening up to the left. Inhale, coming back through center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant hands coming into our plank. Holding for a breath. Exhale, releasing back into downward dog. Cultivating our courage and self-love through the breath. Inhale, walk the hands to the back of the mat, inviting in our courage. Exhale, releasing into our self-love as we fold into this forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift into our courage. Exhale, send the hips back, seating into our self-love as we come into chair. Inhale, standing tall into mountain pose as we come into our courage. Exhale, lifting that chest, opening up to our self-love. Inhale, reaching tall as we invite in our courage. Exhale, opening up to the right. Self-love. Inhale, back through center as we welcome our courage. Exhale, expanding out into our self-love. Inhale, standing tall into our mountain pose with courage. Exhale, forward fold. As we release into our self-love. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting hands and coming into plank. Holding for one more breath before releasing the knees to the earth, big toes to touch. Send the hips back. Elongate the hands. Forehead comes to the earth. Expanding in our breath. Inhaling courage. Releasing, exhaling into our self-love. Inhale courage. Exhale, releasing into our self-love. Taking one more round of breath. Exhale, release. Gently walking the hands back, lifting through the chest. Maybe keeping the legs still wide as we rise up. Pausing for a moment. Here, we're going to just engage in a few dynamic movements to open up the heart space, extending deeper into our courage and self-love through this practice, through some half camels. So we're going to inhale, swooping. We'll start with the right hand, left hand. So we'll swoop the left hand over our head as we hip thrust, pushing our hips forward, lifting through the legs, and creating gentle back bend as we lean back. Exhale, we swoop that left hand back down, coming back through center, seating back. Inhale, we'll lift through the hips as we thrust gently forward, bringing the right hand over the head. Exhale, coming back through center. So moving with your breath and your movement as we rise on the inhalations, gently lifting the breath. Right hand can settle the back of the lower back, or it can come to the rest on the ankle. Sitting back on the other side as we swoop and lift that right hand back. Left hand can then settle in at the lower back or that left ankle as we lift through the chest. Exhaling, release. Swooping up, gentle rising, gentle lift. Exhale, release, back down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, release. A few more rounds here. each side. Before gently walking the hands forward once again and settling into child's pose. Walking the hands to the right edge of the mat. Pausing for a few moments here. And then walking the hands back through center. And then to the left side of the mat. Pause. And come back through center. And gently make your way to your backs. Bringing the feet about mat width distance apart. Windshield wipering the legs from left to right. As we begin to come back to the body through the senses, feeling the back line of the body connected to the earth. Dropping knees to one side and holding for just a few moments. And coming back through center and dropping the knees on the other side and holding for just a few more moments. Bringing knees back to meet the ceiling, elongating the legs long. Settling into this space. Here lies an opportunity to integrate, to consider the legacy, the life, and the qualities it takes to embody our resilience through courage and self-love. And how, as we honor and celebrate Black History Month, many leaders, healers, activists, social change warriors cultivated these qualities not only as an act of self-love and courage, but as an act of resistance, as an act of commitment to social change. So that the bodies of all walks of people can live and breathe and have access to spaces where we can come together and heal together. So close this practice in honoring the the legacy of Rosa Parks, for standing up for herself, for her courage and self-love. And by that simple act, the domino effect of ending segregation and allowing others to tap into this beautiful nature of our resilience, courage, and self-love. Taking 3 deep breaths. As we honor these qualities within ourselves. For we are courage. And we are self-love. You can stay here as long as you'd like. It has been nothing short of a gift to share this practice with each and every one of you. May we continue to walk not only in today and this month, but all life with this activation of courage and self-love.
I'm Sarah, and this is Cardio Dance. Are you guys ready to work out? Let's do it. I woke up feeling like